So Cardi B went live. She said she was, just relaxing until she got on her flight from Paris back over here into the States. And she wanted to talk a little bit about when she found out she was pregnant with their most recent baby girl. Let's take a listen to Cardi.
I woke up one morning and my mouth tasted like copper. So I was like, oh my gosh, this only happened to me when I'm pregnant. Me and my baby dad, we were in very bad terms. I still called him and I was like, hey, I'm pregnant. And we kind of laughed about it because it's like, what the f***? That's so random. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like 6 weeks pregnant, probably 7 weeks pregnant. I don't know, because I know for a fact I only had sex in Valentine's Day and before I got my surgery. Next thing you know, when I get to New York and I go to my OBGYN and as she's doing my sonogram, she's like, oh my gosh. And like where she said, oh my God, like so loud like that, I was like, what the I got twins or something? Like, she's freaking me out. When I said that, she was like, you're not like 7 weeks pregnant or 6 weeks pregnant. I'm like, what? She's like, you're like 17 weeks pregnant.
Yeah, so she found out. That's how she found out. And then she talks about the fact that she had actually went and got surgery on her body because she didn't know she was pregnant.
And I did all that surgery and everything. For a long time, I was a little bit afraid because I was like, oh my God, did that ever affected my baby? Like I got a whole surgery and everything. But deep down in my heart, I knew that I was going to have a good baby because first thing first, my OBGYN was not playing. She sent me to the best places to make sure the baby was super, super healthy. And then second of all, like I said, I know for a fact that God sent me this baby himself. And God wouldn't send me nothing that wasn't going to be right.
And then lastly, she talked about some of her insecurities when it comes to like dropping music and just different things she's doing right now.
The critiques and the social medias and all that stuff, I have let that get in my head for a very long time to the point that it has made me insecure with my own work, with my own accent, with my own self, with my own attitude. Like it got to the point that some people that are close to me be like, yo, I don't even know you anymore. Like it's like, this has never been you. When have you cared? When have you cared to drop Like, when have you cared about having an accent in your music? When have you cared about this? A lot of people be like, oh, it's your kids. She's been delaying herself for the kids. And it's never really my kids. I have to take accountability that it's myself. And I have to be more confident in myself. I do feel like the internet for a long time, I feel like that really traumatized me. And I went for a long time with the internet traumatizing me and not getting like therapy for it.
Stop listening to these digital D-heads on social media. That's just not for body. That's for everybody. Like, these folks online are miserable, and they want to make you miserable. Mm-hmm. Who is the person on social media that gets positive feedback for anything? The fact that you even got to think about it is the problem.
Yeah, because I was going to say Oprah, but they be dragging her too.
They be dragging Oprah. What are you talking about?
I was about to say they be dragging sis, but I can't talk about Oprah like that.
According to the internet, Oprah eats babies.
Yeah.
On top of pizzas.
Eats babies. She hates black men.
Empanada infants all day.
Like everything. Her and Gail go together real bad.
They hate black men, hate black people. Like, yes.
It's a beef patty babies.
But I will say this.
Yeah, I will say she just got to drop. I mean, Cardi knows the pulse of what's going on. She's outside, so she's in those venues. She sees what people are rocking to.
Yeah.
I heard she does have the music, so now it's just a matter of just drop.
She won already.
Yep.
Like she's really playing with house money at this point.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Like she's actually putting an unnecessary expectation on the music.
Right.
Yep.
Like just drop.
Yep.
And let's start the podcast. The Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast is ready to make an offer, because if you're going to be, giving it up like that on social media, you might as well monetize
Oh,
it.
she does these lives all the time. Lives and Twitter, her X Spaces. She loves keeping people in tune. That would actually be really great for her.
Do the podcast.
That would be so great for her. Mm-hmm. She needs to do it around the album.
Doesn't even have to be long. In fact, she could take what she's doing on IG Live and we'll post it as a podcast.
No, Charlotte, for real.
She needs 30 minutes, 30 minutes.
No, for Cardi, because I know you be listening. Please call because that would be so fire around the album, because I'm sure each song has such a story. And she was talking about too how everybody was on her like, oh, you hiding a pregnancy. She's like, I really just didn't know for so long. She said even her parents were like, we know you're pregnant, right? And she was like, please don't put no more pressure on me. I just found out. So it wasn't this master scheme like all of the fans and all that, that they thought it was. Moving on, Dame Dash, Jay-Z. Y'all remember a few weeks ago, we reported about the city of New York, the social services department, filing all these different motions and going back and forth with Jay-Z's attorney on Dame's behalf, sort of, kind of, but more on the city's behalf.
Dame said you reported this wrong. So what happened?
Okay, so let me make sure I get it right, because Dame was upset because basically I said what I reported was what I knew was going to happen, and I I would say I apologize if he felt a way about it, but we'll get to it. So this is what happened. So during that time when we reported it, Jay-Z's side had filed this copyright notice, right? That copyright notice was basically saying, look, in the year 2031, I don't want anything to be able to go anywhere else. It's going to come back to me, Jay-Z, because I am the author of The Reasonable Doubt, which was a work made for hire.
His third.
Right. Now, Social Services Department said because it was listed, the agreement listed it as a work made for hire, you're violating the agreement, the 2031 is not true, we need a judge to stop this auction, we need a judge to go in, look at all the money that was made, see how much it's really worth, because basically Jay-Z is trying to, and Jay-Z and team allegedly are trying to make this worth less so they can come in at the end of the day, swoop it, and they're doing that by saying, oh, Jay-Z is going to own this anyway, so it's no point in buying it.
Right.
So a judge recently made a decision after all the notices, and actually this decision screws Dame Dash. And I actually felt a bit bad for him, and I'll explain to you why in a second. So the judge is saying, basically, I'm not about to go here with y'all. So they asked for a stay of auction, which would have been holding the auction off until a judge could, number one, determine if the notice that Jay-Z filed with the copyright offices was valid. The judge said, no, the court does not have the jurisdiction to do that. And what's crazy about that is that at this point in time, so the Social Services Department, who aren't Dame's attorneys, they work for the city, they could go back in and say, no, judge, you made a wrong decision. I don't know if they're going to. But if they don't, at this point, Dame Dash doesn't really even have the time. They ran out the clock to go in and contest this copyright notice, right? So what will happen from there is after this, like all of this happens, right? The auction happens, everything, what people think will happen is Jay-Z going to come in on last minute. It's going to be now worth less. He'll get these, he'll own Dame's stake in it. The only person that will be able to even contest Jay-Z basically saying, this is mine, it reverts back to me in 2031 is Biggs. He's not going to do that. So now you X Dame Dash out of the conversation completely.
So pretty much, if you are gonna bid on that, you're gonna bid low because you just don't know what the hell's happening.
You don't know what's happening, right? You don't know at all. So you bid low. Someone like Jay-Z or whoever.
But then Jay-Z has first right of refusal. So whatever the lowest bid is, Jay-Z can match that bid and then take the third.
Basically, what Dame was claiming from the beginning was. Do you remember when we spoke to him? He was claiming from the beginning that Jay-Z was basically positioning himself in a way where it was going to put everybody else in a corner, and that's exactly what this is lining up to be.
That's crazy.
Now,
so Dame has from what now to 2031 to make money off it?
No, if this, so when this auction happens, the auction is supposed to happen. When the auction happens, Jay-Z is going to own this.
So Dame don't get his third?
No, if Jay-Z comes in and buys this, no, Dame will not. The money that will come, remember, because the state, he has taxes, he has child support, he owes like lawyer fees and all that stuff to the Josh Weber guy, right? All of that is going to be paid. Whatever's left, Dame will get, but there might not even be much left because they've devalued it.
But he still owed a third or something.
Yes.
But it's not going to. It's not going to him though.
Yeah, it's not going to him.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It's going to him, but he got to pay.
Depending
his
on how much
yeah,
money it is.
Yeah,
right.
but
Right,
but what is probably, and that's why the city got involved, because they're like, what's probably going to happen is it's going to devalue to the point where we might not even get our money. So Dame's not going to see much either because the city won't even see much.
What's
All
crazy
I know is
they were best friends, right?
And that's why I feel like it's so.
That's crazy.
I'm
Jay
like on
and
a
Dame
friend
were
level,
best
it's like
friends
20 years ago,
dang.
guys.
But on a
best
business
friends?
level, it was a shot clock move.
A thug changes, love changes, best friends.
And if
become
Dame has an
strangers.
issue with
It
this,
happens.
please talk to
Just
some
gonna quote a
attorneys because
Jay-Z
I
That was
listen.
not, sir.
That was not. Oh yeah, right. That was
Listen,
not. Queens.
Dame is getting the camera crew ready right now. There will be a video on the America New Network YouTube channel later today because both sides will be heard, Lauren.
Yeah,
That's
he's
right.
gonna be on
I don't
there.
think he likes how you reported.
He probably gonna be on there screaming at me. Look, nothing I can do.
Yeah, he actually has a show called Bosses Take Losses, and he talks about it every week.
Yeah, his network has a lot of content, so we'll be looking for it.
All right. Well, that was Jess with the Mess with Lauren LaRosa. Now, when we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up
early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.